Hi, everyone, and welcome. One of the biggest challenges facing super funds today is that many members need advice, but too few can access it. Super funds are looking for service solutions that can scale. Advisors are looking for efficient, sustainable ways to serve everyday Australians, and members want advice that is accessible, affordable, and focused on their interests. That's exactly why we've created the IFS Trusted Advice Model. This model brings together experienced financial advisors operating under a consistent licensing, technology, and compliance framework, specifically designed to support industry super fund members. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by the first two advisors to work under this model, Paul and Linda. We'll talk about why they chose to become IFS Trusted Advisors, what attracted them to the model, and why they believe it can help more Australians access quality financial advice. Paul and Linda, welcome.
Hey, Adrian.
Hi, Adrian.
Now, Paul, I'll go to you first. What's your journey been with IFS over the years?
Yeah, it has been a bit of a journey, which has been great. So, look, I've been fortunate over many years to have had varying opportunities and experiences, and I've worked with several funds in the IFS stable. And then I first came across to IFS in 2010, joined a team of advisors contracted to Super SA, and it was a real eye-opener for me because we got to the point where strategy advice is being provided to clients and improving their financial well-being rather than focusing on product sales and where the models was on, hey, how many products can you sell someone and collect as much revenue as possible. So it was great to come across into that. And then in late 25, an opportunity came back. I joined a business partnership for a couple of months, but an opportunity came for me to start up my own business. And with IFS's support, which I've really appreciated, I came back just before Christmas and became the first IFA to join this trusted model. So hence here I am. I wanted to make a difference to helping people develop their financial well-being. And look, it's great as an advisor. I find that meeting people in varying situations and work occupations, which is really interesting.
Oh, that's great. And finally, Paul, why do you think this model best supports you to be able to provide affordable advice and really target that sort of everyday Australian, middle Australia market?
Yeah. Look, the great thing about fixed fee point in time advice, which is what we do here, it's strategy advice, and it's helping people understand decisions they make, helping them achieve their financial goals. And because clients are paying a fixed cost for that, and it's all just based on our time and the strategies we're putting together, it doesn't have ongoing advice fee. It's not directly linked to their financial worth. So I call this a pure form of financial advice. And that value to the client is, it's very broad and it's far deeper than basing a value proposition on just focusing on trying to outperform the investment markets. The model is also about being able to reach many more people, and it can help dispel the myth that you need to have millions of dollars to be able to see a financial advisor.
No, that's great. Now, Linda, you're venturing into the crazy world of starting your own business, which most sane people decide isn't for them. But when looking to start your own business up, what were the factors that were most important to you?
So I wanted to be in a position where I could, I guess, reach ordinary Australians, everyday people. So a lot of financial advice practices focus on the high net worth segment. But, there's a huge demographic of middle-class Australians who need advice and just can't get access to it. So I wanted to be in a position where I could reach out to those people. And the third thing that I really wanted was licensee support. I did think about going self-licensed, but that's not what I want to do. I want to focus on just being able to provide advice. So I need a little licensee that could support me in that.
How does the IFS Trusted Advice Model align with the kind of advice business you want to build?
So what it does is it allows me to provide this standalone advice, and that's what Paul was talking about, and that's what I'm actually quite passionate about, because fixed cost advice allows the clients to get back control of the advice that they need, how much they're going to pay for it, and when they want advice. They don't necessarily need ongoing advice and advice every year. Some do, some don't. So it's about giving that control back to the client. The other thing is the open APL. Again, it's not so much the product focus and making sure clients are in the right product. It's about assessing, are they already in the right product, or is there something better out there for them? So it's more about the strategy and less about the product. And again, that ongoing support of resourcing, paraplanning, the referral process, compliance, all of those regulatory obligations that come with running an advice practice. I needed that support as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the common model in financial planning, being, having a transactional kind of approach to things. But, and it's funny because sometimes it's spoken of as it's a, less personal, or it kind of cheapens the model. In my view, it's enables you to provide as much attention to a client that needs it. So if someone needs your time once a month, once a quarter, well, you can charge for your time. And if there's a lot going on in that client's life for a period of time, then absolutely, they need more of your time. And then for others where life kind of settles and they just want to check in from time to time, then great. The model can flex when it's more of a transactional fee model. They're still your client. Whereas in a weird way, in traditional ongoing service models, it's kind of binary. You're fixed to how many times that client's going to engage with you, and you end up using a lot of that capacity to manage portfolios and what have you, and maybe not as much time allowed for the important in-person stuff. So we're pretty passionate about this, clearly. Now, final question to both of you. If someone's watching this thinking about taking the next step, starting their own business, potentially considering working under this model, what advice would you give them? Paul, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Look, I'd certainly say, and if we're assuming that as an advisor you've worked under that more traditional model that you've touched on before, Adrian, I mean, it's a great change to come across to a fixed fee point in time model. And I did it quite a few years ago, but once you get your head around how that works, I think it really gives you, as Adrian's touched on, a lot of flexibility to service the clients a different way, and the advice is a lot more pure and strategic. I think that's, it gives you a great opportunity to spread your wings a bit more under this model. So I think it's well worth considering. And
Linda, you're only just getting out of the ground now, but spent the last couple of months, working your way through business name and website and all that sort of stuff. Any advice you've got in this early stage?
I think it's just about being very clear on the kind of advice that you want to provide and the clients that you're aiming to provide that service to, and then thinking about, well, what do they want from an advisor? So that's something that I put a lot of thought into before going ahead with committing to this model. But if that's something that you're passionate about, then this might be the model that's worth considering.
Well, look, Paul, Linda, thanks so much for your time and being pretty candid with sharing your experiences. What I'm pleased about is that there's a bunch more Paul and Lindas out there that are wanting to work in this space, and so we're looking forward to them joining you under this model. What we're building, I think is relatively simple in concept. But importantly, there's just not enough advice businesses out there trying to solve for advice for the masses. So that's what we're focused on. And I think for the super funds, this model's designed to complement the existing offer that you might have. So as a fund might have, a phone-based sell or what have you, this is to give you additional options so that members can get access to advice from a trusted channel. So if your fund is exploring ways to scale service, we would love to have a chat to you about how this model can fit in as part of your existing offering. But once again, thank you, Paul and Linda. Greatly appreciate the chat. And anyone that's keen to learn a bit more, get in touch. Thank you very much.